Good evening, comrades. I hope you enjoyed this contrast video introduction that I made. The thing is, I decided to go for a run and I got so carried away by the amazing beauty of Nürburgring Nordschleife. So just a reminder for you guys, if you only think that you can come and race on the Nürburgring, you can actually come here and enjoy the nature, to walk, to run, to mountain bike. Actually, interesting anecdote now that I think of it. Like 2 years ago, 2 years ago in 2016, when it was the very first opening, like the test session at the Nordschleife for VLN cars, and there was an accident happened for which they closed the track for almost 3 hours, and then we were standing at Wippermann section. Apparently, hopefully, the track will be open soon and we can show you some race cars. Woohoo! In the meantime, we can just watch Ray enjoying sandwich, not sharing sandwich with us. Near Marshall Post, next to the Marshalls, and waiting for more information, because just like always happens at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, rumors started to arise that a car crashed into a Marshall and it killed him, and then we were like, oh shit, not again, not another lethal casualty. Right after the 2015 lethal happening during VLN 2. And then finally, after 3 hours, Marshall received a very uplifting news, through his radio, saying that everything's fine. So there were like already a group of 20 people around him and said, everything's fine, we're good to go. And there was a group of not a group, but the old couple walking past on a mountain trail, and they're like, we don't care about your damn races, we're just here for to enjoy the nature. I'm like, okay, but this message was not addressed to you. But just it was a very ridiculous situation, so everyone was like, what the hell. But anyway, just to show you that a lot of people come to the Eifel region, where Nürburgring Nordschleife is located, just to enjoy it, like I did today. And here are actually a couple of more shots that happened today. Hatzenbach, one of most, one of the best spectator places if you want to watch VLN or even TF, because as you can see, you have a very good view over the curves. People who have been longer on my channel, they know what I'm talking about. But right now, unfortunately, there are no cars on the track, but the only people were walking with skis. It's also pretty good. They're probably more comfortable than I am with my training shoes and snow. Oh, well, there's that. So, over there is Flugplatz going into Schwedenkreuz. And actually, it's the first time in my life ever, in almost 4 years that I've been on the Nürburgring now, that I'm here on foot. So let's see if we can find the actual cross, the Swedish crest that the track section has been named after. And here it is, Schwedenkreuz, or the Swedish crest, to commemorate the death or actually slaying of a man named Hans Friedrich Datenberg in 1638. So if I get a proper camera angle without too much sun, you can actually see that it's pretty well intact even after half a millennium. Yeah, I don't want to get too emotional here, but one man was slain here, and even nowadays this is being considered to be the most dangerous section of the track. You can actually see there, it has nothing to do with dangerousness. Well, actually it has. This is an old Marshall post over there, when if there would be an accident, marshals would call, back in the days when you didn't have any radios or mobile phones. Yeah, nowadays it's very dangerous because cars reach a top speed of almost 300 kilometers an hour if they are capable of. 918 does 300 kilometers an hour. Any other race car with active aerodynamics and with a driver with big enough balls would do 300 here. But for example, the black M3 that we have does 275. The LT does close to 280. It can probably go 300, but I mean, why would you risk it? And the issue is, as you can see, it's a pretty bumpy road. Well, not bumpy, but with elevation change. And you have to brake here, over there. Actually, GT3 cars don't brake at all. And here you have a slight bump. And then you go into a turn, into the corner, into Arnberg. And yeah, with a wrong braking technique, with the weight shift of the car, Or even if you're unlucky, if it suddenly decides to rain there. Robert had it once that he was going here, again, close to 250 or plus, and then he enters a rain, well, a wall of rain. And then what are you going to do then? Well, pray that you won't need one of those in the end. And yeah, as you know, since you are all on YouTube and you like Nürburgring, because otherwise you probably won't be on my channel, you'll know that most of the crashes happen here, especially with Megans that have to do with lift-off oversteer. Like I told you earlier, if you get the braking point very wrong, or the weight transfer of the car, in that case, if you lift off the accelerator, so you accelerate and the car goes to the back, and then you lift off and all of the weight goes to the front, and then especially if you need to turn, then, well, I hope you understand what I mean with my amazing graphics. And then you just go, and then you have a couple of rollovers. You all know probably the video of a front flip Megane. Well, yeah, that's enough about the bad things. Let's maybe talk about some good things, shall we? And as I'm walking away, you're probably gonna ask me, so how do you take Schwedenkreuz in the most safe way possible? Well, the only safe way is a cautious way. The other thing I can recommend to the beginners, and also to advanced drivers, because if you're gonna do the following, you're probably gonna lose, what, 2 seconds on a lap if you are one of those guys who are gonna chase lap times. Before that, there are 2 traffic signs. One is the exclamation mark and a 5 kilometer mark. If you brake between the exclamation mark and the 5 kilometer mark, you will like take out most of the speed that it becomes lethal for those lethal, yeah, people died here, so not gonna talk around it. It becomes safe enough to take this corner into Arenberg without any issues. Well, it becomes a lot easier. Also, another thing, make sure to stay on the right side, because the left side of the track is very, very bumpy. The issue that you have there, most of the accidents happen during overtake, well, either because of the weight transfer or because of the overtake, because the left part of the track is very, very bumpy. So never risk it. If it's, you're like, first times, and even not even first times, why would you risk something for internet glory? Stay on the right side. If there's a slower car, wait with overtaking until you reach Arenberg into Schwedenkreuz. Those are just like my only things that I can recommend. And wow, Schwedenkreuz is not the only section of the track that I am at on foot in the first time in 4 years that I am at the Nürburgring, but also this. And don't worry, for me, I would also not recognize this section if I would be shown that the first time. Then hopefully this makes a bit of sense. Yokohama. So bridge from Arenberg into one of my most favorite sections of the track, the Foxhole. And in the old days, it used to be known as Poststrasse, or the main street. Not the main, oh, sorry, I need to get my breath after running for one of the first times ever in 5 years. Probably Mail Street. I need to honestly look it up, why it's called like that. Well, maybe they used to deliver mail to Nürburg from, I don't know, through here. I don't know. You want to hear the first bad joke of today? As I'm clearly getting closer to Foxhole, I can see fox trails. Well, this is a pretty interesting site. Well, if you would ask me, how is mud and dirt interesting? Well, we are at the bottom of Foxhole, pretty much. And as you may know, because of the common laws of physics, thermodynamics, and I don't know whatnot, downhill it's warmer than uphill, and because of almost 300 meters elevation change at the Nürburgring, we are more down, so therefore here it's more warmer, and the snow is thawing here. Coming down into the Foxhole a lot slower than I usually, and any other people with a lot more faster cars than the Sub 7 Up do. Made it safely. And since we were talking about safety at Schwedenkreuz, might as well do it here. Another telephone pole from the old days, the Marshall telephone. Whenever there would be an accident, the Marshall would phone. Oh, how cute! Sorry for interruption, but I've never seen that before. Oh, those logs. Oh, that's very romantic. Huh. Nürburgring is a gift that just keeps on giving, huh? Well, anyway, back to the track thing. Since I talked at Schwedenkreuz about what is usually the danger and what usually happens on how you can prevent stuff. So over there, after Arenberg at Poststrasse, where we just been, you go downhill into the compression, then uphill, then over the curbstone, if you want to, and brake for Adenauer first. Now, what goes wrong most of the time. The beginners are thinking, oh wow, downhill section, awesome, let's go, let's see the top speed of the car. They go all the way downhill and then the brake in the bottom point of the compression. So like in Charoudin Kreuz, what happens is that the weight transfer of the car becomes very dangerous and, well, probably lethal sometimes. There haven't been any lethal accidents in recent years, but I'm pretty sure there have been in the past. I'm sorry that I'm being that negative, but I just want to remind you that Nürburgring Nordschleife is not a place to try to be a hero, especially if you're a first-timer. There's nothing to prove. We always say here, you cannot impress anyone, but you can make everybody laugh, and thereby just like an eye-opener for people, a reminder that you should not mess around. Anyway, you go in the bottom and people brake, weight transfer happens, and there's a video of a Honda Civic, I think, that goes pinballing here. Also, other cars have been pinballing here. So what you should do, if your suspension setup cannot handle the elevation change, the transition, the compression, then you should, well, again, like at Charoudin Kreuz, just brake before the dip and then go on the throttle. Always make sure to go the bottom on the throttle, and then you would brake here again just to be safe. And, well, once you get a hand of it, once you have a couple of hundred of laps, and if you're a pro, a couple of dozen of laps, you can change the braking points. If your car, most importantly, allows it, the suspension setup, you can go flat out and just brake at uphill section before hitting the curbstone and braking one more time very hard over there. And again, only if your car allows it, because if you watched, and if you haven't, you must watch or actually listen to the summit video that me and Robert shot, where we explained the necessities, the mandatory setup changes to your car if you decide to do track days with it, or track driving and drive the Nürburgring or whatever. Suspension, brakes, key components in this case. I hope you enjoyed this footage, and I really wanted to show you a lot more, but unfortunately my phone's battery died because of the cold environment. But another thing that I want to show you, yesterday we went with the Polo to test out new brakes on the track of Zolder, and I wanted to vlog, but we were shooting a video together with Tom, and Tim was driving, so I had to coordinate a lot of things, and I was kind of like this and that, and at the end I only had like a half of a very messy vlog, so I haven't vlogged, but I still want to show you a couple of images from yesterday, especially a lot of cool cars that were participating, showing you that you don't need a full-blown race car to enjoy any track in the world. If you have even an amazing Volvo, then go out and drive it. Probably stock, I mean. Oh look, that's so old school, weight reduction by removing the paint from your hood. And what is a track day without a Honda? And especially one with a spoiler. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. Yep, that's the car of the day for me. It's a diesel. Turbo diesel. Then a Mustang. Well, I should get out of its way. Oh, and a TT. Gotta love the rumble of a Subaru, and gotta love the Polo even more! Look at the amazing handling in the wet. Wow. Look at that, the GT4. Unfortunately, we weren't able to battle against it, but maybe for the good, because that would be very embarrassing for GT4 to lose from a Polo. Now, there's going to be a complete video which is shot and edited by our amazing Tom Stamp about our test session, about this brake disc, but short, well, background story for my vlog alone, because you people really enjoy me talking about cars the way I do right now. Every time when I publish a video made by Tom, people are like, nah, it's good, but it's not you, it's kind of weird. So I want to tell you what happened briefly. So last time we were to Zolder, unfortunately the brakes, well, actually brake discs cracked. I'm not gonna name the brand that we were running before, but after that a company called Advanced Performance Parts from Holland reached out to us and said, listen, you should try Stop Tech brake discs. So they sent them to us, and while we were installing them already, Tim told us that, listen, they weigh already like almost 1.5 kilo more, and you can argue, okay, well, that's heavy, that's bad for performance, but no, since, I mean, what kind of performance are you talking about here in a Polo? It's an amazing car, it's great, you're not gonna notice any like 1 kilograms difference. What you are going to notice, however, is because of more material, you have better heat management. So thereby, yesterday we were running in temperatures close to zero, almost maybe probably -1 because it started snowing. It was very cold, and when you heat up the brake and it's cold outside, and you know, that's when your brake disc gonna crack. But that thing was keep running 6 hours straight, high performance, high braking, and it's still in one piece. It's great. There's no warping, no brake fading, nothing. Again, not trying to upsell you anything, but we are that very satisfied with the quality of the brakes. We're gonna outfit them on every single car of ours. And apart from that, obviously, you're more than welcome to come over here and test them for yourself and see how they are. Apart from that, also shout out to Dixo brake pads, the R23C. Yeah. After running them for the full day, only 0.5 millimeter, 500 kilometers on the track, only 5 millimeter of brake pads was gone. So in fact, there's still more material on them than on stock brake pads. We quickly measured them before, and it's funny to see. Okay, so far the summary regarding yesterday and our test session, and a bit of introduction of today when I went out for a run around Nürburgring Nordschleife. And I was actually supposed to go to Philip, and I'm still gonna do so, but I see that I have already pretty much footage for one vlog. So in case we're gonna end up there talking for tens and tens of minutes about his car, it may be in tomorrow's vlog. So let's go head out and see. Holy shit. Well, yeah, this is definitely going to be a video for tomorrow. So, all I can say, stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed today's content, and see you tomorrow when we're gonna talk about what the hell exploded here. Probably in the E46.
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah, good. In tomorrow's vlog, this.